first question they ask is, "Yo, are you an Olamide good?" Like yes. It's just the contract. Like we are fine. And the funniest thing is, most of the time when we see these things, we just go back and just laugh. Say, ah, I say, there was at some point I had to ask me like, bro, are we fighting?
Is there beef? Do we have beef that I don't know anything about?
It was like, no. I was like, I don't understand these people.
How important is family
Very, very important.
to not only you, but to young musicians coming into the industry? How important is it to have family around you and to keep them? People ask me where I get all my energy from. From the stage to the studio and to my desk. I am the energy god. And you can be one too.
You're listening to Adeshokbe Live, the Afrobeats podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another edition of Adeshokbe Live, the official Afrobeats podcast, where we break down the hot topics in the culture and have some one-on-one guests in the building to chop it up with me. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to all the subscribers for your comments, your sharing, your liking, your subscriptions. We appreciate it. It's very important that the profile of the platform gets bigger so we can promote our culture and tell our stories without waiting for others to do it on our behalf. So once again, make sure you subscribe and share with your friends and family. Now, we're here at the Afromedia Studios in London. This is brought to you by the Energy God Energy Drink. Drink and be yourself. Be energized and go to energygod.com, GAWD, that's the god.com, and get more information. Now, joining me in the studio is a special guest all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, an artist and entertainer that I've known for quite some time. It's been a while since we caught up, and I'm excited to have this conversation. Shout out to my brother LM, who made sure this was possible. And in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the one, the only, Viktoh!
You already know. It's your favorite boy, VIK to the TOH. Wesse, Mudiafo.
Viktoh, what's happening, brother?
I'm good. Thank God.
Listen, you're looking good. It's like I said, I've known you for quite some time, man, and you've been in the scene, but it's great to catch up with you again in 2023.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm so happy to be here, actually. I've not seen you in a while. I was so excited, like, yo, I'm here today.
Nah, man, that's great. Listen, just to kick off, I wanted to take it a little bit back, just to get a little insight into Viktoh. Some of the people that are watching or listening for the first time might not know who you are. Talk me about Viktoh, the beginnings of Viktoh, the musician from Nigeria. Where did that happen? What was that moment? And tell us that little, summary as best as you can.
Yeah, let me just make it real quick.
Yes.
Before everyone knew Viktoh as Viktoh, my name was actually Young Flex. Yeah, because I was a dancer. I was dancing with Olamide back then.
Wow.
Doing like one or two moves in the music video and everything. So I think 2014, when we were still going around then. I think 2014 Olamide signed me, and that's when I dropped my first song, Say MC, with the label under YBNL. Yeah. And since then, trust me, it's been good. It's been great.
You mentioned being a dancer at the time and dancing for Olamide.
Yeah.
How did he spot the musical talent, or what was that moment that he knew? He'd be like, say, because obviously he signed Adekunle Gold, who was like an artist. So there must be a moment where he had noticed that you could sing.
It was so funny because he didn't really know I could sing then. I was shy then, so I was just doing my thing low key. But there was this time I was with my friends. We made a song in the studio together. It was not in the studio, and I was just like, okay, bro, I made this song with my friends, and like, I need you to listen to it. And he was listening. He was like, are you serious? Like, is this you? I was like, yeah, that's me. So you can sing. Okay, you know what's gonna happen? We'll leave the dancing parts.
Wow.
You're not going to do the dancing part again. And trust me, God bless Olamide wherever he is right now. He, as in the way, even at the point of sneaking me into Kabasa studio to record, even though we didn't drop the song then, he was always telling me, don't worry, when the time comes, you see. And one morning he just calls me and he's like, yo, your contract is ready, come and meet me. And I'm like, my contract, what can I say? Just come. And that's how I went to Magodo and signed everything, and it was good. I was even still scared, like, what am I going to do? Like, don't worry, just go with the flow. Recorded the song. He stayed with me throughout because I was a very unserious person then. I won't lie. I just wanted to just chill, you know. Oh, Olamide is my guy and I'm his dancer. I just wanted to be that part, you know. But it was in the studio with me, with Fuse and everything. We recorded the first song. That's Say Them Say, and it came out really good. And everybody was like, that's when I know in the Nigerian music industry, when you're really doing good for yourself, everybody wants to relate with you. Like, so everybody was like, who is that boy? Like,
everybody wants to be a part of success.
you know, and the sound was different. You know, he directed me to how to put everything, and I was even saying, no. I want to do this kind of sound whereby I get on stage, I'll start dancing and people start vibing. It was like, no, that's not you. Look at you. You look good. I mean, you're this, you're that. So just do this.
So he was at that time. He was A&R.
He was A&R and everything. It was like, do it like this, do it like. I was still like, no. Even my first video, I wasn't really happy, but like I just had to do it because I was putting on this big ass suits, white shirts. I was literally doing the R&B thing. I was dancing like this. But when the video came out, people were like, this song is different. Like the sound is different and everything. And I was like, people started calling me out for shows. Like, yo, I was even nominated for an award.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was surprised, like, this song, and it kept on going like that, but still, I wanted to just do something for the streets, because I saw the likes of Olamide and Lil Kesh and everybody.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Bariga.
In Bariga?
I started because I was living with my mom, but my dad was living in Bariga, so I was living with my mom in Ebute Meta. You know, so I lived with my mom for a while, and I would go back to my dad's side. And my dad was staying in Bariga in Old Enro. That's Ilaje. One of the, I don't know. trenches. But still, it was still good for me because I felt like a bossy boy in Bariga. But like, I just wanted to be outside. You know, I was so bored in the house then and everything. I just wanted to be outside. I just wanted to like do things on the street. But my parents didn't want to let me. But at the end of the day, everything made sense now, you know, and everything is still making sense.
Is that where you met Olamide?
Yeah, that's where I met.
How did you meet him?
Okay, I met Money first. That's his younger brother.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I was going to his house to look for this girl then.
You know, as you do.
You know, so his brother was like, and Eddie is a very stone person. He was like, yo, what are you looking for? What are you doing here? Who are you looking for? I was like, oh, I'm looking for so and so person. He was like, you're looking for my sister, Abi. And the girl wasn't his sister, but like, I mean, I just had to comply with him because they both live in the same compound. And he was like, don't worry, just give me this certain amount of money. I'll call her out for you. Like, fine, no problem.
Money.
You know? And it was so funny. He said, don't worry, you guys just stay here. I'll guide you guys. I'll watch out for you guys. And that's how I met Annie. But then, in my house, I used to be alone. But I had like so many video games. It was just me. Like, I had like different consoles. But I was bored. I couldn't play them alone. So anytime I'm bored, I take the consoles to Annie's house. And you know, Olamide is another person that really loves playing games, like video games and everything.
Introverting.
Yeah, you get me. So like, are these your games? I'm like, yeah, that's all my consoles. And he was like, okay, can you just leave one with us and take it? I said, no problem. And at that point, I didn't even know he was a rapper. I just knew he was. He's this kind of person that would just come into the house and just quiet. He doesn't talk to anybody. We just be on one side. I'm like, this your bro, what's up with him?
Move to the mic, yeah.
I'd be like, this your bro, what's up with him? Until one day he played one of his songs. And I was like, is that you? I was like, yeah, that's me. Like, you rap? His name wasn't even Olamide. I'm so sorry, bro. His name was G-Dog then, you know.
G-Dog! Olamide G-Dog!
He was literally, I think he was the Nigerian Jay-Z, you know.
And listen, judging by his career and the way he's gone, you can't say that.
And he's this kind of person that knows what he's doing. Like, he knows what he wants, you know. So I literally saw him grow in the music industry, like the way he started and everything. And I'm like, this guy, he knows what he's doing. Like, it's like he planned this when he was in his mom's belly. Like, okay, when I come out, this is what I want to do. This is what's gonna happen.
You mentioned the dance coming first. How did you make the choice to be a professional dancer and be dancing for Olamide at the time? What was family saying? What were your parents, your dad, or your mom? What was everybody saying?
No, everybody actually supported me because I started dancing from when I was like a very tiny kid and everything. You know, I used to be a big fan of Michael Jackson. So
Like a lot of us.
I love Michael Jackson a lot. So my birthday parties, don't worry. People didn't even really like coming to my birthday parties because once they do any dancing competition, they already
Yeah.
know who the winner is. So they don't bother to come because I'll be like, oh, don't worry, it's your birthday party, just shine. You know, I started dancing from there, you know, doing road shows. Even my dad wasn't really happy with me. Of course, I met Annie. And Annie is this kind of, Annie is like one of the street hustlers in Bariga. So he'll be like, bro, don't stay in the house, let's go and hustle. Sometimes my dad will pass with his driver and in his Jeep. And he'll be like, Uncle Sam, look at your son, look at what your son is doing. And the next thing, they just say, Victor, look at your daddy. Me, I won't even send him. I'll just be selling my SIM card and be dancing and be doing all those road shows and everything. Like, my dad would be like, this boy. My dad bought me literally everything, laptop. He tried his possible best to put me in the house. But that wasn't really me, you know. I just wanted to be out there. I just wanted to do something, like something I really loved, you know. And it worked for me. And thank God, that's how I met Any Money. You know, we started dancing together. We started doing everything together. And, you know.
A lot of us, obviously, when you linked up with Olamide eventually as an artist,
Yeah.
that's when a lot of us in the industry heard about Viktoh. You know,
Yeah.
the singles
Even
came.
before then. Because he really helps me a lot. You know, anytime they are playing song and one bad guy's trying to show off, like, don't worry,
They'll
go and
send
call
you.
Victor for me. They say, Victor,
Take him on
show. And that's when I'll start. So people already started knowing me from then.
as part of the crew.
Yeah, as part of the crew. Oh, where's that your friend? Even when we go to like maybe another artist features him, you know, he'll be like, where's that your friend that knows how to dance? Where's Victor? Go and call Victor. I'll do my thing again. So people didn't really even see me as the artist that is, you know. And when I started singing, people were like, wow, okay. And sometimes it actually affected me. Anytime they call me on stage to perform my song, I'll just get carried away and start dancing. But the funniest thing is that people actually enjoyed, you know,
I'll tell you a
enjoyed
funny
that part
story,
because,
right?
you know.
I'll tell you a funny story. The
Okay.
first time Lil Kesh came to the UK, I think he was like 17 at the time. That was
Yeah.
when Shoki just blew.
Yeah.
And everybody, that was the biggest record in the world. So
Yeah.
everybody was so excited to go and see him. At Troxy was him, Sean Tizzle, and I think one day Cole. And when he came on stage and the song started, bam! My brother just dropped the microphone and went. I just went
You know?
into it. And I was like, I said, nah, it looked like the whole crew at the time.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe Adekunle Gold, who was just a cool
You know,
guy.
Adekunle was the
Adekunle
lover boy, the
Gold
cool
was
guy.
the cool guy.
Yeah.
But everybody else, it looked like dance was so part of the YBNL culture.
Yeah.
Was that verbalized or was it just it was just a natural feeling that any song Olamide put on, you guys were doing a dance
Yeah,
move?
it's just
There
the
was
thing
something.
is, most times when Olamide is recording, and we're always in the studio together. So while he's doing the song, we're creating a dance for the song, you know. So that's why anytime we go out and he's performing the song, you know, he sings in like the way we dance and everything. People will be like, did you guys practice this dance or something? Like, no, this dance has been on ground even before the song came out. So that's why it was easy for us, you know. People felt okay, it's their thing. But it was just natural, you know. It was just natural.
Let's talk about the successes you had. You
Yeah.
know, once you became, you know, a signed artist under YBNL, hit records, superstar life, flying around, YBNL coming to the UK concerts and shows.
Yeah.
What was that era, that initial YBNL dominating era where you guys had hit singles upon hit singles, Olamide albums, touring? What was that like for you as an individual artist? What was that era and that experience like for you?
It was big. At some points, I couldn't control it because it was just too much. I wasn't, even when I dropped Skip It Out. I think Skip It Out, I just dropped Skip It Out. Okay, Skip It Out.
That was a big record.
And you know, I think that was one of the songs that brought me to London.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, that was the first time because that was the first time performing at any international show.
Wow.
And I was really scared because, I mean, I didn't really think people were going to recognize me or even know the
the
song,
record.
you know. But when I came on stage, everybody was curious. Like, I almost say the first thing I chose was my jacket. That jacket was really expensive. My manager was already begging me, like, no, Victor, don't do it. But I was too excited. Like, I didn't expect, the whole thing to turn out like that. The first thing I took off was my jacket, and people were screaming, the girls were screaming, the guys were screaming, and that's when it started. I was like, okay, I don't grease it, I don't blow now. If I can do this right here in London, and I can literally do it anywhere. From there, started going around, performing at different places. I went to Malaysia, I went to Europe, I went to Canada. Like, Skip that took me to a whole lot of places that I didn't expect to
What
be.
does that do to a young artist who, you just get a big record
Yeah.
coming from, from the streets or whatever? You just get a big record that throws you up into the bright lights of the world. What does that do? Are you prepared for that type of success? Are you prepared for that type of fame? How do you handle it? What does that do?
To be honest, no one is really prepared. You just have to be able to control it. It was very, very hard for me because at some point I was staying away from my family. I didn't really see my family for a very long time. Then I was staying away from my friends. Even when I tried to catch up with them, I was still talking about this Facebook message that I saw on my phone. Something just told me to go through Facebook, and my childhood friend, we're like best friends in Ibutemeta then. We're really close. I saw the messages he sent to me. I was crying. Like, this guy's like my best friend when we're little, and the kind of messages I got from him, I was seeing messages like, "What's even wrong with yourself? Is it because you are this?" As in, how it feels for that kind of message to come from that kind of person that you really love. So it was really difficult for me at some point. And for me, I don't like to say this, I'm very emotional. I'm the kind of person that wants to be in a place and make sure everyone is okay.
Everybody's fine.
Everyone is fine. Even when you are angry, I want to make you happy. I make you laugh, or this kind of thing. So when you bring that kind of energy to me, I don't really know how to control it. So at some point,
Cut off a lot of people.
a whole lot of people. And while I was doing that, I'll still go back. Sometimes I still go to Bariga. I want to go and see my friends. I want to go and see this kind of person. People still tell me, "No, you can't be this kind of person. You can't do this." Like, yeah, fine, I understand. Viktoh is big. Viktoh is out there. But like, I still have to go back to my roots. Sometimes I wake up. I live in Lake in Lagos. Sometimes I wake up in the midnight and be like, "Oh, it's 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I want to go to Bariga. I want to go to Bagada." My friends will just look at me like, "Are you sure you're okay?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm fine." Like, I just need to see these people because I've not seen them in a while. Most times I do it. And not just me, Olamide does it too. He wakes up in the midnight, we drive around Bariga. So, those are the kind of things this fame has taken away from us. So many other things I can't mention. So I don't even.
I can imagine. Let's talk
I don't
about.
even want to go there right now.
Let's even talk about when the YBNL era
Yeah.
stopped for you. Was it like a situation where you had a conversation with Olamide and said, the contract's done, I'm going to go do my own thing? Or was it just a situation where the contract expired and you just wall stuff and went to do your own thing?
No. When the contract was done, I was still, I'm still with them.
You're still part of the
I'm still part of the family, but like, in most cases, sometimes you have to be on your own. You have to do your own thing. Because most people see me now. Even when I go to, I'm Viktoh OJ right now. It's no more Viktoh YBNL. Even when I go to some certain places, people say, "Oh, YBNL, Viktoh YBNL, everything." And some people will be like, "Yo," even sometimes people will be like, "You're no more in YBNL. Why do you still have the name YBNL?" And I tell them, "Yo, YBNL is not just a label. Like, that's my family. Apart from it being a label, like, those are the people I grew up with. Olamide, Any Money. So like, I see them as like my brothers. Even when, because I lost my mom around 2009, and the first person I went to was Any Money's mom's house there in Bariga. And when they were looking for me, okay, we already know where it is. So like, they're like my family. So in a situation whereby, okay, my contract is done and everything, I'm still with the family. We still go. Even before I came to London, I was still Any Money some days ago, So like, it's different now. It's different. I know most of my fans left because they felt, the fact that your contract is done, you probably had a fight. You probably had a fight with Olamide. And I try to explain to people like, no. Even sometimes when I go out like to like radio stations, the first question they ask is, "Yo, are you an Olamide good? Like yes. It's just the contract. Like we are fine. And the funniest thing is, most of the time when we see these things, we just go back and just laugh. Say, ah, I say, there was at some point I had to ask me like, bro, are we fighting?
Is there beef? Do we have beef that I don't know anything about?
It was like, no. I was like, I don't understand these people. I know there are some fans that, some fans.
What did that do to you though, knowing that fans left
Yeah.
because they felt you weren't part of the crew anymore?
Yeah, I won't lie. It affected me a lot. It affected me a lot because I still wanted that love. I still wanted to be with them, but I mean, I don't have control over these things. So I just had to go with the flow. But thank God, I mean, literally everything is coming up back. Okay, even if most people still see me as Viktoh YBNL, the new fans I have see me, oh, this is Viktoh OG. And right now the sound is different. Because back then when I did Skibby That, I did Mad Jam,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was rapping in my own dialect. Like that's it, sound. But now, like, I want to
And
go
that's
back.
from what part of Nigeria?
Edo State.
Edo State.
Yeah. So now I want to go back to the Viktoh of Say Them Say. It's been difficult for me though, but like I mean,
Trying to switch back.
gradually. I
Because
know.
back then you had a little kind of like reggae dancehall,
Yeah.
and you also had a little kind of Ghana type
Yeah,
of vibe.
yeah, exactly.
What was the decision with blending those two? Because I heard that
Yeah.
consistently.
You see, that's why I said at some points I have to do my own thing. I can't do that for a very long time. I can't do that forever. I have to switch my sound because people get tired.
Yep.
Yeah, not everybody understands the language. I know that is what brought me out.
Yep.
But like, I mean, there are young and new fans that are
Facts.
coming up, and there are new sounds now. So like now I have to work with that sound, that new genre and everything. So it's been difficult. People still want sometimes when I put out songs, like probably I put out an R&B song,
Yeah.
you see someone commenting that, oh Viktoh, I want you to do that thing that you did on Skibby That then. I want you to do that thing that you did on Magic. No, I can't do those things anymore.
That's why
But
it's
like
important. To
right
put
now,
out
what I
projects.
did, the new songs I made, if I should start singing, I just chip in like one or two words,
Just to remind
just to remind people like,
just in
okay,
case if it's an old
Yeah,
fan, they
so-
can still be carried
yo,
along.
just chip in one or two things. So I mean, trust me, you guys will love it.
I think that's a fantastic idea, but that also goes back to what I was talking to you about earlier.
Yeah.
Hence why it's also important sometimes when you're trying to switch to also put out projects because
Yeah.
it trains our ears as
I
fans.
think that was a mistake I made.
EPs, 4-5 songs, so people will just like by the time we listen to one record, two records, three, by the time you get to, we now
Yeah,
start to
I think
understand.
that was a mistake I made because during that time I didn't put out music. I was trying to, discover this new sound. So I was recording songs. Sometimes I'll put it out on Instagram. Okay, this is the new song I'm about to drop. But then I'll go quiet again. I won't put out anything because anytime I want to put out a song, I listen to the new sounds out there. And I'll be like, can
too
this,
critical.
yeah,
Can you match to
can
that?
exactly.
Don't do it, man.
So I think that's
Don't do it.
what really affected me.
Yeah.
But then at some points, starting from this year, okay, I started doing Instagram Live. I played most of my old songs, and one fan was like, other fans felt it was offensive. One fan was like, are you okay? Like, now told me like, go back and play those songs. I played like, bro, what are you doing?
Why are you keeping them
Why
on
are you
the hard
keeping?
drive?
I'm like, oh,
Facts.
say. Now I'm going to start putting out this song,
Facts.
and that's what I
Facts.
started doing.
Facts.
you
Facts.
know.
You mentioned being an emotional cat. You've spoken previously about
Yeah.
moments where you were depressed.
Yeah.
Talk to me about those bouts and how you managed to pull yourself out of it. What were the things you did? Who did you see? What
Yeah.
were you listening to? Firstly, how dark did it get, and how did you get out of that?
I won't lie, it was really difficult. Before I say anything, I want to say a big shout out to my family, because they were really there for me. It was hard when I came back from Canada. Like most of the people that I used to hang out with, I didn't see any of those people anymore. Like most of my friends got married, they started their own family thing and everything. So like I was basically just alone. So the only thing I was doing was making music in my room and in my studio. So sometimes I'll stay in my room for like 3 to 4 days. I
Damn.
won't come out because I mean, sometimes I want to go out, but who do I want to visit? There's nobody to visit. There's nobody to see. Is either the person I want to visit is busy with their friends, and there are some situations whereby okay, I say okay, let me go back to my roots and go to this certain place. But then when I get there, the atmosphere of the place changes. You know, when you step into a place and you feel the negative energy that's coming from people, like, oh shit,
Like there's no love.
yeah, there's no love. Like I just had to go back to my family. A big shout out to my big sister too. She was always encouraging me, you know, and to the friends that stood by me. You know, most of it, I had to go. Like in short, most of the friends I have I'm literally older than them with like 5 to 10 years. You know, but they still give me that
But
respect.
they were the
I'm
people
like,
that opened
yeah,
the doors.
boss, what do you want to do? Is this what you want to do? Okay, where do you want to go? We'll take you there. Because I literally didn't have anything again. So like I was starting from the scratch. Even while all those things were happening, people were still coming for me. People were still
Social
attacking me.
media.
Like I was like, I can't handle this. You get me? Even sometimes when I go out, people just be like, now that guy. You hear like, now that guy be like, don't feed again. Like, I'll just leave. But at some point I was like, yo, one day I sat down in my room. I was like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? You are Viktoh. Do you know the people you've worked with? I've worked with this person, I've worked with that person. Anytime I go and meet these people, they be like, come and do this one for me, come and do this. Like, you are
There's
Viktoh.
still that respect.
You have hit songs, you have
Facts.
big records. So
Facts.
like, what's wrong with you? You can always do this again. And that was when I started building that courage. You know, I started coming up. Even at some points, I know I'm very nasty on Instagram. Like, if you come for me, I was on Instablog some couple of days ago. One guy came for me. I was like, bro, don't mess with me like
Because
that.
you're not ready.
Yes, you don't know. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know what
Facts.
I've been through. Like,
Facts.
so you're still. I'm trying to, be okay. I'm trying to be good, but you're still trying to bring me down. Like, what's up with you guys? I mean, okay. At some points, I almost said, okay, if you don't want to listen to my music anymore,
Go somewhere
go
else.
somewhere else and
Yeah.
leave me alone.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it was that bad. It was that bad. Sometimes I wake up in the night, like sometimes I wake up in the night, I'll drive around Lagos. I couldn't sleep. There was no sleep for me because I was always losing
Too
my
much
mind.
was
Then I
going
had
on.
a lot of panic attacks.
Wow.
Yeah. I tried to even when I was coming, like I was in the plane and I almost had a panic attack, but I just controlled myself. Like, okay, this place you are going to. And big shout out to G Money. Big shout out to G Money. I came
G Money.
I came to London with nothing. Like as in, my sister was just go, like leave this vicinity for a while. Like,
Just have that change.
yeah, just have that change. I was like, if I go there, there's nothing out there for me.
Wow.
And I got here, and the first time was like, in short, I think I called like G Money a day before I came, and G Money came through. G Money came with food and everything. I didn't even know I was going to eat. It was that bad. I didn't know I was going to stay. But I just called like some couple of people. Like my sister was like, call this guy. I was like, no, I've not spoken to this person in a while. I can't just call this person up and say, oh, I'm coming to your side to come and chill with you and everything. It will feel somehow because I'm human too. I'm like, okay. I have a room for you, like
People
a
open
whole
their
room for
doors.
me. And Jimmy was like, are you around? Okay. And that's how it started. Jimmy be like, for what you go, where's it? I'm like, God,
So
like,
that's
you
reaping from some of the good deeds you've done in the past.
Yeah, I went to Manchester. I was like, okay, let's just do the thing. And I got into the club, and everyone was like,
Place popping.
Viktoh. There was no space for me. I had to literally climb one of the speakers to perform. Like, I had to meet the promoter. Like, well, I don't know, say there's still the bank.
That's what I wanted to
You know?
ask. When you're in those places,
Yeah.
it makes you feel like nobody else around the world cares. Nothing is going on.
And that's when I got more courage. Like, okay, these people actually need more music.
Facts.
You have to do more. And that's when I started working.
Facts.
Recording songs. In short, G Money knows how we do it. Like 5 minutes, one record. And the producer will be like, I just sent you guys this beat now. You guys are done already. Yes, and it's sounding good. Not like I'm just jumping on the mic and like. The fans out here encourage me actually.
Facts.
I won't lie, and Big shout out to everybody in London. Big shout out to London. Big shout out to the promoters that brought me here. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for believing in me. You already know.
That's amazing. Listen,
Yeah.
for me, those are moments that a lot of us within the industry have felt, gone through, know someone who's gone through it. I'm a massive advocate of health and fitness.
Yeah.
I go to the gym every single time, not just because I'm trying to carve my body, but because I'm trying to,
That's another thing. I was actually going to the gym. I was working out seriously.
but I'm trying to free my mind.
Yeah, I was fit.
Yeah.
But at some point, that affected me a lot. I started eating again. I started drinking. I don't drink. So I don't, all of a sudden, my sister was like, actually, as in, my sister had to tell me to leave my house and come to her house.
So you can be where
Yeah.
someone that cares about you
know,
can watch you.
You can be, I have a brother I've not seen for roughly 20 to 30 years.
God damn it.
Yeah, so like, and she's always like, talk to him, like, that's your blood brother, like, because I used to be the kind of person that, I want to be around people and like, oh, what do you need? What do you need? Like, I used to
You
do
can
those things,
handle everybody.
and at some point I couldn't do those things anymore. And when she was telling me, oh, talk to your brother, ask him for help, I was like, I can't. So she would still go behind me and still tell him. Then he would come and meet me. Are you, like, he's my older brother. So like, I'm your brother. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know how to, The thing is, he actually bought my tickets coming to London. Yeah. And I bought, like, I was just in the house. I got my visa. And I was still in the house on a Monday. And it was like, you don't have money for ticket. Like, no, I actually have money for ticket. But like, he said, Victor, I know you very well. You are lying. I'm like, I'm not lying. Like, you know what? And next thing, I just checked my phone. Alert. And that's how I booked my ticket. On a Monday, I bought my ticket. I was traveling on a Thursday. I bought my ticket on Monday. And that's how things just started happening. And trust me, that started encouraging me.
How important is family?
Very, very important.
To not only you, but to young musicians coming into the
Yeah.
industry. How important is it to have family around you and to keep them around you?
It's very, very important. At some point I wasn't really around them, But like, I wished I was, let me just go back to my dad. Rest in peace, Dad. I love you so much. Fuck.
Take it easy, brother. Take your time. Take your time.
I was meant to see my dad. I couldn't go because I was working, And oh God,
Take your time, brother. Take your time, brother.
this makes me feel bad every time, I was meant to see him, but I couldn't go because I was working, and I was just a few minutes away. And before I could get there, he was already dead, bro. Like, so like,
Sorry, man. Take your time, brother.
most times I just regret when most of these things happen. Like, I feel so bad, and like, I wished I spent more time with him. Things my family are doing for me, like, I don't really expect it now, but like, they are doing it. I'm so sorry.
That's
man.
what they're supposed to do. That's what family's supposed to do.
So like, I don't know. I was meant to see my dad, and I was recording, and they were calling me like, bro, you need to come. Like, your dad is this, and I'm like, okay, I'm coming. And while I was on the way, I just got a call like, your dad is dead, or like, So it's been really hard for me, even to put music out there, like. But I'm grateful, I'm grateful. Like, he tried his best to make sure I was okay, and everything was going on well for me.
He allowed you to do what you love too.
He made sure I went to school, do all those things and everything. Even though everybody wasn't happy with him, like, he still made sure I was okay, And that's one of my secrets that's painful. And I'm glad I'm putting it out here today. Like, family is very important. You get me? I didn't get to spend enough time with him. He was always calling me. he wanted to be with me literally, but like I was always working because I wanted to, get to that stage where I was.
To be able to
You
take
know?
care.
I mean, it's so funny how I told him to come to the house to wait for me, and I waited like 2 more days, and they started calling me like, yo, your dad isn't sleeping. I'm like, you guys just give him this, give him more oxygen, he'll be fine and everything. And when I finally decided, okay, I'm coming, even though I was still delaying, I just got there and like, I was like, wow. I didn't know how to just control myself. So that literally affected me a lot. I was laid back for a while, you know. Well, like, I mean, I'm sure wherever he is, he's smiling at me because, I mean, he wouldn't want me to be in this situation.
Definitely.
He wouldn't want me to feel this way. And he wouldn't even want me to be crying because my dad is the kind of person that wants me to be strong. Even my mom, when I was little, there, anytime I cried, they'd be me like, yo, stop doing this. You need to be strong and everything. Well, like, I thank God for everything,
Facts.
I thank God for everything.
I think
like,
what you have to take is that those were two people that gave you life, gave you the opportunity to do what you love doing, to test your creativity, even though at the time we all know how difficult it is when it comes to African parents and want you to go to school and stuff like that. And look at now with what your brother and your sister are doing and representing in your life.
Yeah.
That's basically an a representation of both your parents doing what they're supposed to be doing and guiding their son, So, again, that's not only you're not only sharing that. First of all, thank you very much for sharing that with me. I'm grateful and I'm honored that you found that courage to share that with me, and I appreciate that. I know that can never be easy. However, you're in a position now. You walked in today, and the first couple of moments I was speaking to you was giving you keys on how to get back on the horse without even knowing 1/10 of what you'd gone through. If that was not a sign, then what is?
Yeah.
You being here in the UK meeting G Money, LM called me. He's the one that handles my YouTube. He's one of the engines behind everything I do. Like I met the brother just by chance, and this guy sacrifices his life to make sure that my life is good. Do you understand what I mean?
Friend.
And he picked up a phone to call me and say, yo, bro, Viktoh is in town. I said, bet, let's do it. Bring him down. Let's make it happen. So that's the benefit of the kind of people you have around you right now.
Yeah.
You mentioned G Money, making sure the food is good, making sure you're clothed right, you're set in the right way. Your brother bought your tickets to come here. Your sister made sure you leave your own house to go. So you're blessed because you're surrounded now by people that genuinely care about your well-being and your career. Yeah. Nobody in this world, the most successful people in this world, that's what everybody wants. People that are willing to make the calls even though they're not going to earn a dime from it. People that are willing to put food on your table even though they're not even thinking about where the money's coming from. Yeah. People that want to see you shine at all costs. That's where their own reward is going to come from. Your brother just wants to see you happy doing what you're doing again.
Exactly.
That to him, he'll be happy. So is your sister. G Money, LM. So right now, I'm very happy that you managed to pull yourself out of, the dark places that you've been, and now seeing the light, seeing the love in the UK, seeing the energy out
big,
here.
Trust me, it's big. Like,
we don't care. We connect with people based on how we've connected with them before. As long as they ain't disrespected us, we're never going to disrespect them. And we're going to open that door consistently forever. Yeah. Now, it's back on you. The work. We need to see the work. You need to make us proud.
I will.
And make the fans able to argue again. I want to be, your fans want to be able to come to the table and say, listen, Viktoh bad. Do you know what I mean? I don't give a damn who's popping. My own artist is bad. and that's what you need to do for us.
Exactly. That's not even what I plan on doing.
That's what you're gonna do.
I'm going to do.
Let's talk that talk.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Like, I mean,
I know
it's
you've
big.
I know you've recorded. You've recorded a lot of records and stuff.
Yeah.
You're talking about singles. How often are we gonna be hearing music? And are we looking towards a project? At least let's get a body. Let's get a body.
Yeah, I have one coming up. That one is titled Prodigal Son. Then I have another one after Prodigal Son. That's LLL. Leave Love. I don't want to mention it last fast.
Yeah.
But let me just say Leave Life and Love. Let me just do it that way.
Now, what are your thoughts about the Afrobeat scene? What's popping in the culture? How YBNL's doing with the likes of Ashake and Fireboy?
It's big.
Olamide becoming the Jay-Z of Africa.
To be honest, most people feel like, everybody's doing big and everything. And Viktoh is just like, bro, you don't understand how happy I am. Like,
fact, because that's your
mean, YBNL is out there. YBNL is big. We have likes of Fireboy, we have likes of Ashake, and every other person that's gone through YBN and everything. Trust me, you guys don't even want to know how YBN started. Like, the struggle was real. It was real. Even at some point when people were still trying to bring down the label. Because anytime anybody sees, it's like, oh, those YBN boys. That's how they see YBN boys. They're like, those YBN. But now, Viktoh, please help me. I want to be in YBN. Viktoh, please. You want to be in YBN? Okay, no worries. So like, that's how now. That's how big YBN is.
Facts.
And I'm so grateful. I'm happy for the label. Trust me, it's big. Yeah.
And well, you've always had, a thing for the ladies, obviously. It's been an interesting time for Viktoh. So what's happening now on that front? I know you care about your work, but you also have to have a little time for the ladies.
Yeah, I mean, this is Viktoh. The Viktoh back then is not the Viktoh now. I'm not getting any younger.
Was that one badder than now?
That one was bad.
How
badder than bad.
How bad did it get?
Yeah, I don't need to say much. It's as bad as people in my label say, when we go out, like, Viktoh, how far now? No worry. It's as bad as me touching down in different countries, and yes.
There was a setting.
There's one.
Talk.
There's one, right now, that's not me anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be serious with my life.
So you're a Mr. Lover, man.
Yeah.
So is there someone special now?
Yeah, there is actually.
Okay,
Yeah, there is actually. Because that actually affected me too. Because it was difficult. Like, anytime I go and meet someone, I see someone I like, we're in talking terms and everything is going on smoothly. I'm like, my friend said something about you. I say, God, not again. Like,
difficulty of dating an artist.
You see, what is not even an artist,
Viktoh.
Like, what is it this time? Like, they say you, this, that. What did I do? Sometimes they can't even point out one thing I've done. It's like, it's a lot.
It's just a perception.
So I was like, okay, Viktoh, I think it's time for you to slow down. Just change. So anytime, like, so right now I have more of female friends than male friends.
Do you think that's advisable? Is that a safe position to be in, knowing what your history is like?
I think that is good for me. Like, I get to control myself around them.
Facts.
More female friends. I mean, sometimes they tell me, Viktoh, different ideas. So that's what, like. So any other thing apart from that, I'll just put it to their face straight. Or like, yo, I'm with someone right now. Like,
that's dope.
I'm not trying to mess that shit up. So that's me right now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Man. Listen, again, I'm very happy to see you.
Pleasure. I'm the happiest.
And I'm excited for what's to come. This is the beginning of the year. Like I've always advised people that I've seen, young brothers and sisters, the beginning of the year is always a nice time to get going.
Yeah.
So it gives you just that fresh mentality. Like, let's put the work out and let's keep on working. And then by December, you'll be able to gauge what the year has been like. Keep your routine on, your health, fitness. What about spirituality? What's your
very, very close. Now my sister doesn't even joke with that, so she makes sure she drags me into it. It's like, bro, we close out to your God. You don't know you don't have any other God. You just have this God. So like, in short, there's this particular prayer she tells me to pray. Like, when you wake up in the morning, just ask God for mercy. You know, just pray for mercy. I'm like, so me, that thing,
Yoruba, they say, call on Shani.
Yeah, so when I wake up in the morning, before I even do anything, like, God, have mercy on me. And at some point, I thought that was working for me, because when I wake up, God, have mercy on me. Before, you know, Alpha, Viktoh, do one video for us so we don't get another state. Another state. Another city. Because to me, I was telling my sister, like, even if I get here, I might just be in London and just do one thing. I don't even know if she was like, just go. Just have faith. You know? And before you know it, it's just different cities just started coming up, you know. And I'm like, Then I started praying that prayer. If I wake up in the morning and before I sleep at night,
God have mercy on me.
Prayer is very important, trust me. Prayer is very, very important. And when you're closer to God, it's a different vibe when you have a personal relationship with God. You know? So
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Listen, I'm going to be following the progress. There's a lot to do this year. Hopefully, we'll have this chat again at the end of the year.
Definitely.
You know, we'll be balling with a couple bottles of champagne, celebrating a few hit singles, and maybe an album, you know. So we're looking forward to that. Ladies and gentlemen, my special guest, Viktoh!
You already
know.
know.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram as... It's no more Viktoh YBNL for those of you, because most people always go out there to look for. So you can just go to Instagram, VIKTOH_OG. But for Twitter, it's still Viktoh YBNL, because I love YBNL. Like, even if that's the only thing I hold to my name and everything. For Snapchat is Viktoh OG. Yeah, and Facebook too is Viktoh OG.
Viktoh OG.
Yeah.
Check him out. And this is the Afrobeats podcast. I'm Adeshope Olajide. Here's Viktoh OG.
You already know.
We're signing out. Peace.
Wesse, Moody Afo.
Appreciate it, my brother. Appreciate it, man. We did for you, man.
Right.